Hello, science fans! Have you ever found yourself fighting to stay awake even when your body is begging for rest? You're not alone. This is something almost everyone has experienced at some point, especially when there's a big deadline or exam looming. Today, we're diving into the all-nighter, the classic student move before a big exam. It's that moment when you convince yourself that just a few more hours of cramming will make all the difference, even as the clock ticks past midnight and your eyelids grow heavier. You might think staying up all night means more time to learn, but is it really helping your brain? The truth is, your mind is waging a silent war between the urge to rest and the pressure to keep going. It's a tough decision. Should you listen to your body or push through for that extra bit of study time? Pulling an all-nighter feels heroic, like you're making a huge sacrifice for success. But in reality, it's actually a battle against your body's natural clock, also known as your circadian rhythm. This internal clock is designed to keep you alert during the day and help you wind down at night. Your brain sends signals, heavy eyelids, yawns, a foggy mind, begging for rest. These aren't just signs of tiredness, they're your brain's way of telling you it needs to recharge and process everything you've learned. The truth? Skipping sleep puts you at a disadvantage, depriving your brain of essential recovery time. Without enough rest, your memory, focus, and even your mood can take a serious hit, making it harder to remember what you studied in the first place. Imagine cramming books into a library all night, but with no librarian to organize them. Chaos. That's what happens in your brain when you skip sleep. Information gets jumbled and it's much harder to find what you need later. So what's really going on inside your head when you fight sleep? Let's explore the science behind why your brain needs rest and what happens when you don't give it the break it deserves. To understand why all-nighters are so tough, let's talk about circadian rhythms, your body's 24-hour clock. This internal clock isn't just about sleep, it quietly influences nearly every system in your body, from your mood to your metabolism. It's a finely tuned cycle shaped by millions of years of evolution that helps you stay alert during the day and wind down at night. Sunlight tells your brain when to wake up. Darkness signals it's time for sleep. The first rays of morning light trigger a cascade of signals in your brain, telling your body to boost energy and get moving. As the sun sets, your body starts to prepare for rest, shifting gears in anticipation of the night ahead. As night falls, your brain releases melatonin, prepping you for bed. This hormone acts like a gentle nudge, making you feel drowsy and signaling that it's time to slow down. Melatonin levels rise steadily, helping your body transition from wakefulness to sleep. At the same time, GABA, a calming chemical, helps quiet your mind. It works behind the scenes, reducing brain activity and easing you into a peaceful state. This is your body's way of making sure you can truly rest and recover. Your body temperature drops and sleep pressure builds. This drop in temperature is a signal that it's time to sleep, while sleep pressure, the urge to rest that grows the longer you're awake, reaches its peak. When you fight this process, you're forcing your brain to stay active when it's wired to rest. It's like trying to swim upstream against a powerful current. Your body is sending every signal to slow down, but you're pushing in the opposite direction. That's why the first hours of an all-nighter feel like a struggle. You're battling your own biology. Your mind grows foggy, your focus slips, and even simple tasks start to feel overwhelming. The harder you push, the more your body pushes back. It's a tug of war between your willpower and your natural need for rest, a battle that sooner or later your biology is bound to win. As you stay awake, your brain builds up adenosine, a chemical that makes you sleepy. Normally, sleep clears adenosine away, but if you skip sleep, it just keeps piling up. Enter caffeine. It blocks adenosine's sleepy signal, making you feel alert, but caffeine doesn't remove adenosine, it just delays the crash. When caffeine wears off, all that built-up adenosine floods your brain, making you even more tired. It's a temporary fix with a price. Relying on caffeine during an all-nighter is like putting tape over a warning light. It doesn't solve the problem. Eventually, your brain demands rest. Ironically, skipping sleep to study actually hurts your memory. When you learn, your brain stores new info in a temporary spot, the hippocampus. Real learning happens during sleep, when your brain moves memories into long-term storage. Without sleep, those facts you crammed stay fragile and are easily forgotten. A tired brain struggles with problem solving and connecting ideas. Even if you study all night, your learning is inefficient. Research shows students who sleep after studying do better on tests than those who pull all-nighters. Sleep is when your brain cements what you've learned. As you push through the night, your brain starts taking micro-sleeps, brief moments of sleep even with your eyes open. These are tiny lapses in consciousness that can last just a fraction of a second, but they're enough to make you miss important details or even make mistakes you wouldn't normally make. You might not even realize it's happening, but your brain is literally forcing you to rest, even if you're trying to stay awake. You might zone out or miss what you just read. Your brain is desperate for rest. Tasks that usually feel easy suddenly become a struggle, and you find yourself rereading the same sentence over and over. It's like your mind is wading through fog, and no amount of willpower can clear it away. After 19 hours awake, your coordination and reaction time are as bad as someone who's legally drunk. Simple actions, like walking in a straight line or catching a falling pen, become surprisingly difficult. If you're driving or operating machinery, the risks skyrocket, and you might not even notice how impaired you've become. You might get a brief second wind in the morning, but it's just your brain running on fumes. This burst of energy is temporary, and it can trick you into thinking you're okay, but your body and mind are still deeply exhausted. Sleep deprivation also messes with your emotions. Your amygdala goes into overdrive, making you more anxious and irritable. You might snap at friends or co-workers over tiny things, or feel overwhelmed by situations that wouldn't normally bother you. Your logical thinking weakens, so small problems feel huge. Everyday annoyances can suddenly feel like major disasters, and it's much harder to keep your cool or think things through rationally. All-nighters don't just make you tired, they make you moody and unfocused. You might find it hard to pay attention in class or meetings, and your motivation drops. Even simple conversations can feel draining. Your brain is simply not at its best. When you're sleep deprived, your ability to learn, remember, and make good decisions takes a serious hit. The effects go far beyond just feeling sleepy. They impact every part of your day. Survive the all-nighter? You'll recover after some sleep, but you can't regain the memory benefits you missed. The real danger is making poor sleep a habit. Chronic sleep loss harms your health and mind. Consistent sleep is like brain fuel. It boosts focus, creativity, and grades. Good sleep isn't laziness, it's smart strategy for success. Next time, plan your study sessions and prioritize rest. Work with your body's natural rhythms, not against them. That's the science-backed way to ace your exams and stay healthy.